Hey fanboys, hey fangirls, Carnell Holley here. I've been trying to figure out how I was going to approach this because if you've been following me for a minute, you know I'm pretty much Atlanta's own Black Panther. And not just that, I am an actual fan. And I processing the fact that Chadwick Boseman is no longer with us and trying to figure out how I was going to do this video. And I pushed it back because I wanted to show my appreciation as well as some ideas that I had for a previous video that I'm kind of just putting it all into this one, you know? So pretty much, man, I mean, I was a fan. I still am a fan. And wanting to be that guy who officially played Black Panther, check YouTube. Links in the description or whatnot. I played Black Panther pretty much. Oh, I can't even say on the small screen. But when I was actually introduced to the character, I remember as a kid, I didn't know who I was looking at on the comic book that I got from sending in a candy wrapper, but I do remember my introduction to the character on Fantastic Four, the cartoon back in the 90s or whatnot. But fast forward to when I got the opportunity to play T'Challa, then officially play Black Panther on Throwback Studios, which was awesome. Yeah, just doing the research and immersing myself in the mythos of the character was totally awesome. And I convinced myself, even after being approached to do another fan film, that it's like I think I can play this guy. I can play this guy on the big screen. Like if Marvel sees this film, and this is before I really understood the show business machine. It's just like if I do this great performance and if Marvel sees it, I'm like, they're gonna be like, you know what? That's the guy. That's the guy who needs to play this character for all the children and all the people that have been waiting to see this character in all its glory on the big screen. I was like, that's me. That's me. But then I caught word that Chadwick was possibly chosen to play the character. And I'm like, oh no, I wonder, you know what I'm saying? And so I saw this interview and it was like he possibly, you know, like let out a hint or whatnot. And I started thinking, and the first time I seen his performance was in 42, and looking at that trailer, just his demeanor, the mannerisms, the that voice, even without hearing him with the official accent, I knew in my heart of hearts Chadwick Boseman was that guy to play Black Panther and would kill it. And I knew it. I knew it. I'm like, he wasn't my first choice. I was my first choice. But he was definitely a very close second. And I'm like, if he got it, I wouldn't be mad at all. At all. And which I wasn't. And I see him on the big screen and I was like, yo, this was totally awesome. And me having my nitpicks about certain things, but at the same time, I knew that that movie had to check so many boxes, and it checked them, and I'm like man, I can't wait for part two. And it's just like getting the news, because I was driving home and I got a text. It's like, did you hear about Chadwick? And I was like, what, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. And then I finally got a chance to stop and you know, look at the messages and stuff, and I was just like, yo, I was not expecting that. Nobody was expecting that, but and it was a shock, obviously. And processing it, it's just like yo, he's a hero, like like I just like as an actor and thinking like, all right, Sidney Poitier, boom, who he pass it to? Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington, oh, the hero. He man, he didn't play a superhero, but like Denzel's that guy, and I'm like, who better to take the torch and keep moving forward than Chadwick Boseman?
There is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington.
And I'm just like, I'm like, this is a guy like he wasn't supposed to die. I mean, that's how I felt.
In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a stepping off point.
I it's one of those situations where it's just like what this movie meant to so many people, what it accomplished. It's one of those situations where, like, at some point after we get over the initial shock, like in really thinking about the business, it's like we know that it's not going to stop at movie one. It's going to continue on because of the magnitude and all that and everything, money, all this and that. So as far as addressing the elephant in the room, it's like I was trying to figure out, like, what's the next step? How could they proceed on? And I mean, if you read the comics, you know that Shuri took the mantle of Black Panther, as well as another character named Casper Cole, who was a New York police officer who got a hold of, check your sources, who got a hold of synthetic herb, got a hold of a Black Panther suit. So whenever you look up Black Panther and you see him with two guns and he's wearing a trench coat, that's Casper Cole. And Marvel, the cinematic universe, they like to keep it simple. And so it just makes sense that not introducing another male character, as much as we need representation. We love it as well as need it. And the representation that Black Panther has on screen for so many, it seems like it's not going to be just like, all right, like next black male character. With the sensitivity of the whole situation, it just makes sense that Shuri, another royal, takes over in the movies, and it's one of those situations where to be honest, it's just like, all right, you're taking over this character. We need to see that you earned it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just, oh, this is a birthright. Okay, we're just going to walk up in here. And no, like, no, no, no. We need to see her do her thing, kick so much tail in the process. If you read the comics and you've seen the trials and tribulations that Shuri has to go through to get the mantle bestowed upon her, like, yo, Marvel has to showcase all that, no half stepping. And to be honest, I wasn't entirely on board with her, because the way she was portrayed, it's just like, oh, it's a little sister, and she's the techie. You know what I'm saying? She's the woman in the chair. T'Challa was the agent, the 007 action, the field officer. And seeing her in a Black Mirror episode and her performance in that, actress, she killed it. And I'm just like, yeah, I see it. I see it. She's got it. She can do it. And knowing how Marvel's a well-oiled machine, they will most definitely have it set up, because it wasn't just Chadwick with the whole film on his shoulders. He had a supporting cast that supported that weight like well distributed, and I feel like they'll do the same for her. So again, in the comics, it's a situation that Doom was involved. Doctor Doom, look it up, and T'Challa was taken out. He was out of commission, which allowed Shuri to just like, okay, she's got to step up. So I don't know exactly if Marvel was going to do it play by play, but there was already Easter egg as far as not the Mandarin. The Mandarin's coming. That's in Shang-Chi. But Namor the Submariner. So that's what that's looking like. As far as all that, but other theories that I've had before is the introduction of Storm, and dang, it's a situation that I even created this meme way back when with Alexandra Shipp, who was the last person to play Storm, and it was a picture of her, and it was a picture of Chadwick as Black Panther, and there was a picture of Black Panther and Storm kissing, and the caption read, "This could be us, but we're in two different cinematic universes." And at the time, I mean, this is true until they got the rights, but at the same time, we're not going to be privileged to see Chadwick and the actress that has been chosen to play Storm and see the wedding. The wedding was a monumental event, like Black Love. You know what I'm saying? We love seeing that stuff on the big screen, and seeing that would be, you know, I, not just myself and a couple other friends and that I talked to. I'm just like, man, I'm getting a little chilly, the chills right now. Really getting a chance to see that would have been awesome. It seems like we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see that, and I'm for it. I'm sure we'll all be for it. But moving to my theory crafting to Storm. Now, I've been thinking about this for a minute now. Little backstory on this one. I purchased this is mine, and I claim her. She is a Barbie, Storm, and this was for Christmas last Christmas, and I purchased her, but I didn't know whether or not I was going to keep her, if I was going to give her to my wife, or I was going to give her to my mother, because my mother collects Barbies, and I'm like, oh man, and then I was just like, I could give it to my wife because she's pretty much my Storm, but then I was like, I got all this Black Panther stuff. Let's mix it up. Let's mix it up. So I kept her, and I am proud to say that I own a Barbie, a Storm Barbie. So so Storm, as far as her being in the movies, and I know you heard the rumors recently. So Halle Berry, which I mean, who doesn't love them some Halle Berry? And I like Halle as Storm, but I didn't know at the time that Halle was not playing comics accurate Storm. And then when Alexandra Shipp took on the role, I loved her portrayal, the look. I mean the mohawk. Awesome, loved it, loved it. But that Fox Marvel, they did their thing, and now Storm is with Marvel Studios, where it needs to be, so we can see Storm the way she needs to be. And so I was thinking, now doing a little theory crafting, for is Beyonce. As much as I love me some Beyonce, and if you've been following me, you know I love me some Beyonce. I'm not a part of the Beehive, no, but Love me some Beyonce. In another universe on Earth, not 616, but Beyonce as Storm and he as Black Panther. We did our. But needless to say, about to go all fanboy on you. There's no way Beyonce, even through all the deals that she's done with Disney so far, doing that live action Lion King, but with the actual real people, which is an adaptation of the Lion King. Um, she's not playing Storm. She's not playing Storm. I mean, I've seen her in cosplay, which was awesome. Loved it, but I'm like, there's no way Feige or Ryan would sign off on that. And the thing is, Beyonce, that I've noticed, is that she's strongest on camera when it deals with roles that have music. And thinking about it, and it was brought to my attention, a buddy of mine, Sharif, that when we were doing we had plans to doing a fan film as well and introducing that character. Monica, not Monica Rambeau, we'll get to her, but Monica Lynn, who played a significant role in T'Challa's life as a love interest. Look it up. It's in the comics. She's a performer, entertainer, a singer. You following me? A singer. And I was thinking, you know what? Beyonce has to be playing Monica. I was about to say Ship. Monica Lynn. And I'm just like, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. It's got to be. It's got to be. So, but the thing was, I was trying to figure out who's going to play Storm. There's been so many fan casting. What I think has been done behind the scenes, just like they got Chadwick. Chadwick was cast as Black Panther long before I even had the inkling of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play Black Panther on the big screen. Da 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 da. Like no, like Marvel locks down their actors well in advance, so when it's time to shoot, they're on it and in and out. Then they announce it like, oh yeah, that's who we cast, and then the big announcement. I'm like, oh wow, that's totally awesome. So I think DeWanda Wise, who was pretty much cast to be in Captain Marvel, I'm thinking there was a situation. Now, hear me out. I believe that there was a situation where, since we were privileged to find out that Marvel has contingency plans in which you'll have these different scripts in which, all right, well, we don't know if we're going to have the rights to Spider-Man, but we have Black Panther, so we're going to focus on this. Is speaking on Civil War. Black Panther, boom, boom, front and center. But then when they got the rights to Spider-Man, they had a script for that. And then, without further ado, boom, Spider-Man's in there too. Now, I'm thinking DeWanda, who was supposed to be possibly Monica Rambeau in a different version, not possibly the friend, and then she got her powers at the same time that Captain Marvel got her powers, and instead of it being a situation where they're going to introduce Monica Rambeau on the Falcon Winter Soldier Disney Plus show. She's going to be on that and then jump to the big screen. So I was thinking DeWanda, which they said, oh, there's a situation, scheduling issue with her being in Captain Marvel and then playing on her hit show, She's Gotta Have It for Netflix. Now, I asked Stormy Maya, who I've interviewed, and I asked her, who's also cosplayed as her as well. I had to look that up. That was nice. I like that. She told me that she was aware of a connection, but she didn't disclose anything like real juicy as far as like, oh yeah, she's supposed to be playing so and so. I'm thinking that DeWanda Wise had the option to either play Monica Rambeau, aka in the comics, the first Captain Marvel before Carol got the mantle of Captain Marvel. Don't want to split hairs, but it's in the comics. either we get you in now as Monica Rambeau, boom boom, or we can get you in later as Storm. You know? I mean, you see it. You see it. I know you see it. So that's what I'm thinking. If I mean that happens, I called it. So there we go. But outside all that, because I really didn't want this video to be so, be a Debbie Downer because of the loss of Chadwick. But I mean, Chadwick will be missed. We have his work in the movies and something to aspire to. But at the same time, it's just like life continues on, living it to the fullest, understanding that we don't have as much time as we think we do, and that becomes more apparent as you get older. That I mean, we have our heroes, and these heroes, these superheroes, they inspire us to do better, be better, and to inspire the next generation. Like who are we gonna pass this baton to? You know, uh, I I I look forward to the future for us what's going to be in the Black Panther 2. Um, Chadwick, to me, and I know to you as well, he will be missed. Um, but I you know it's it's something to definitely reflect on. But yeah, I mean, oh man, trying to want this to be so not necessarily upbeat, but just addressing the elephant in the room and expressing how I feel. But yeah, gone but not forgotten. Till next time.